Hello and a very warm welcome to Evolving Consciousness. If you are new to this channel, in this channel we talk about a host of topics. The topics are mostly revolving around personal development, revolving around becoming your best version, and also about spirituality. Because as you might have heard about this proverb that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Now, we have been talking about the laws of spiritual success. I hope you've been enjoying the video series, and I hope it's being immensely practical for each one of us to apply in various dimensions of life. Today's law is something which is not so pleasing to the ears, right? It's called the law of detachment. When most of us hear this word detachment, a rush of negativity rises within our mind. Because we equate detachment with a saint, someone who has relinquished all the material comforts for life, for something which is not tangible, something which is not immediately physically tangible, right? And some people think that it is a foolish way to approach life. But Deepak Chopra, in his book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, gives a fresh perspective on this law of detachment. He says, detachment doesn't mean that you don't go behind those lofty ambitions. Detachment means that you have those intentions, you have those super ambitious plans, you have those desires, you have those dreams, but you have those dreams with the absolute unquestionable conviction that those dreams will come true. What happens most of the times when we are obsessively attached to the outcome of a particular dream, right? We tend to become more negative. We tend to think about things in a very constricted manner. If things don't go the way we want them to go, we become unsettled, we become uneasy. But that is the thing. The universe is far more intelligent than we can ever be. It knows the different nuances, the different synchronicities, the different lessons which are necessary for the upliftment of the soul. And it orchestrates everything in a way which helps us grow in our life. But we, since we are so limited in our intellect, tend to judge events as good or bad. And if it's not going the way we want them to go, we become really shaky. Now, law of detachment says that once you have that one-pointed intention, practice detached involvement in the sense that you are going behind that goal, but you are not obsessing about the results. Detachment, ladies and gentlemen, is based on the belief, unquestioning belief of the self, unquestioning belief in the Almighty, unquestioning belief in the universe. Now, that belief itself is such a powerful catalyst, because when your actions are fueled with such powerful belief, such powerful conviction, then results are bound to come. Now, what definition I am giving you here might seem completely different from the definition of detachment you are used to being hearing, right? Once we have this word detachment, once we hear this word detachment in our ears, immediate next concept is a concept of lethargy, a concept of not living life to the fullest. That's not detachment. Lord Shri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita talks about it in such powerful, in such a magnanimous way. He says that when you do your actions, just do it for the sake of actions. Forget about the results. Give up all the results to me. Now, if you think about it, when we enjoy the process of working, when we enjoy the process of accomplishing the goal, whether we achieve the goal or not is not important. But the person we became in the process of trying to achieve that goal, that is our true gift. That is our true achievement. Now, let's take a rudimentary example to better illustrate this point. Let's say that you wanted to run a 100-kilometer marathon, right? Now, in the process, in the preparation of you running for that 100-kilometer marathon, you start following a strict diet regime, you start exercising regularly, you start taking care of your diet, your fitness regime is absolutely disciplined. Now, whether you successfully complete that 100-kilometer go marathon or not, of course, that's important. But now you have become a better version of yourself because you have worked on the process. You are not sitting in a couch and obsessing of the fact whether I will be able to do it or not, but you are putting the effort. Knowing with absolute conviction that you will be able to do what you are preparing yourself for. So this is what he talks about. Now, attachment, Deepak Chopra says, is the melodrama of the ego. The ego is filled with insecurities. The ego is filled with fear of the unknown. And he says that when human beings experience uncertainty, they go very frenzied. Because the brain likes to play in patterns. It doesn't like the sound of uncertainty. It likes to play safe. But he says that when we experience uncertainty, we are on the right path and it's the fertile ground of pure creativity and freedom. But when we are always attached to the outcomes, the structures of the outcomes which we think are right for us, we are always clinging and grasping and full of anxiety. We don't need to have a complete and rigid idea of what we'll be doing next year, next week, and next year. Because if we get rigidly attached to that idea, then we shut a whole range of possibilities. Because right now, the only thing we can plan or imagine is based on the information which we have already acquired. But there might be so many other things which is not part of this consciousness, right? And that consciousness, we're completely shutting down the possibility of having that options if we are completely narrow-mindedly focused on these options. Now, coming to the application part of it, how can we apply on a day-to-day basis the law of detachment? He says that whenever we encounter a problem, a challenge, you stay grounded in the wisdom of uncertainty. I know it's easier said than done, but that is what is the price of practicing the spiritual principles. While expectantly waiting for a solution to emerge, if you remain detached, you won't feel compelled to force solutions on problems. This enables you to stay alert to opportunities, and then what emerges is something powerful and exciting. Oftentimes, if you all have noticed in our day-to-day life, when our mind is clouded with uncertainty, anxiety about certain events in our life, most of the times we are not able to notice the opportunities which are hovering around us because we are not completely present. We are either stuck in the past or anticipating the future. But we are not honoring, we are not witnessing the present moment because the present moment is the key. The present moment has a wealth of opportunities. But what really matters is, do we have the eyes to seize those opportunities? And he says the state of alert preparedness in the present meets with your goals and intentions and allows you to seize the opportunity within every problem you have in your life. And he says a beautiful point here that every problem is the seed of an opportunity for some greater benefit. Once you have this perception, a whole range of possibilities open up. And this keeps the wonder and excitement alive. So this is something which I also gathered from the book by Robin Sharma when he talked about having a 10,000 feet perspective. Now let's say that we are traveling across the road and we see a huge building. From the point from where you're viewing the building seems mammoth. But let's say you're viewing the same building from an airplane. Now that same building has not changed, but the way from the place from where you're looking at is changed. That is the change in consciousness, that is the change in perspective which has brought about a phenomenal change in the way you're looking at the situation. The building is standing right there, but now you are viewing it through a different lens. That is what Deepak Chopra talks about, that when we are actively detached from from the rattling thoughts of our past and future, we are able to see things as they are, and we are able to see the refined nuances of different elements. And he says that only by practicing detached involvement can you have joy and laughter. Then wealth is created spontaneously and effortlessly. He talks about relinquishing your attachment to the known, step into the unknown, and experience all the fun, mystery, and magic of what may occur in the field of possibilities. Now, this kind of attachment to the known is something which is a part of our neurochemistry. Our brain is used to thinking in certain patterns, and something which is alien to those patterns, if the brain is brought about, it feels uncomfortable, it feels rattled, because it's so attached to the known, it's so attached to the known structures of existence that unknown really petrifies it. But Deepak Chopra says that the fun, mystery, and magic of what may occur in the unknown is infinite. When your preparedness meets opportunity, a solution will spontaneously appear that benefits you and all those around you. What is commonly called good luck is nothing but preparedness and opportunity coming together. In this book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, by international bestseller by Robin Sharma, he gives a beautiful definition of luck. He says luck is the marriage of preparation and opportunity. You need to pause for a moment and revisit what I just told. I'll repeat what I just told. Luck is the marriage of preparation and opportunity. You might have the best opportunities in the world, but you won't be able to capitalize on those opportunities unless you're well prepared to capitalize. Right? So it's beautiful how this correlations can be brought about from the spiritual sciences, and how we can actually practically apply in the material realm. And he says that this is the perfect recipe for success. And in last, he says to experience the law of detachment, he gives 3 practical steps of how we can start applying the law of detachment. Number 1, he says practice detached involvement. Stay alert to the opportunity within every problem by letting go of your idea of how things should be. Right? Every one of us has an idea of how things should be. So become alert to the opportunity, and within every opportunity, let's be alert to the opportunity within every problem. I'm reminded of the famous story of Thomas Alva Edison, where his entire life's work was burning in front of his eyes. If it were you and me, we would be completely petrified and started crying miserably, because his entire life's work was completely set ablaze, and it was burning, and everything was getting destroyed. But Edison had a different viewpoint. Edison said that this gives me a beautiful opportunity to start fresh, and this particular accident has burnt all the mistakes which I had committed consciously or unconsciously. Now that is the power of perspective. Second, he says accept uncertainty as an essential part of your experience. In your willingness to accept uncertainty, solutions will spontaneously appear. So when we accept the power, this energy of acceptance, such a powerful energy, when you have resistance in you, when you always resist uncertainty, that always blocks the flow of self energy, right? The pure potentiality which we talk about, which is the essence of the self, that is blocked when you have resistance. But when you accept uncertainty as an essential part of your experience, in your willingness to accept uncertainty, solutions will spontaneously appear. And there might be a certain time lag in doing so, but it will appear sooner or later. And lastly, he says, remain open to all possibilities and enjoy every moment in the journey of your life, all the fun, mystery, and magic in the field of pure potentiality. I think this video has been a bit long, but the idea here is very powerful. Most of us are always looking for the crux of spiritual teachings, and detachment and surrender are the most important fundamental institutions institutional teachings on which the whole concept of spirituality is based. So this was the law of detachment from Deepak Chopra. Hope you enjoyed this video. And this is the sixth law in the series, the 7 laws of spiritual success. We have one last law which will be coming up in the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you really enjoyed this video. And let's remember one thing: ideation without execution is delusion. So whatever we read, whatever we learn, whatever we read, whatever we digest to different resources, unless we apply that, knowledge doesn't become wisdom. So make sure you start applying the wisdom. You start applying the wisdom, knowledge which you have been reading, so that it converts into wisdom. Thank you. Hope this video has been of immense service and value to you. Meet you in the next video.